broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers! You are watching the Finding Carter Season 2, Episode 9. I Knew You Were Trouble in honor of Taylor Swift. AfterBuzzz TV recap show. I'm your host, Kylie Hodges, and you can follow me on Twitter at the Kylie Hodges. And who is my lovely co-host?
Hi guys, I'm Kristin Strange. You can follow me on Twitter at Kristin Strange.
It's very strange to be here with just
The
Kristin
two of us.
Yeah.
I know.
Hannah's gone, Yell's gone. They'll all be back.
They're off traveling the world.
They're off being
Jet
like
setters.
Carter and just running around causing problems. All right, so what are your overall thoughts of this episode? We both agree. We think it was named because of a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, I think it was a little slow.
Yeah.
I was a little bit bored.
Really?
I'm not like super bored. There was exciting parts, but there was some really slow parts too.
There was definitely drama, but it was at a different pace than what we're used to.
This is a different thing, but why was Carter not involved in this pageant? That was like my biggest question of the overall thing, which probably shouldn't have been my biggest question, but she wasn't even invited. Anyways, we'll get to that.
Wait, she wasn't invited?
It was like, hey, you should show up, but no one was like, hey, Carter, here's your dress.
Valid. I think this might go back to Taylor being a control freak.
Fair.
Because the one time Carter did step in and try and help out with Taylor for that college fair, she, went apeshit.
Yeah.
We got a lot of issues in this family. Let's talk about Carter first. So, episode starts out, in the last episode we found out that Lori tried to kill herself. And so, obviously, Carter's a little sad. Valid. Carter and Taylor are in their bedroom, and Carter finds out that Lori's doctor wants to talk to her, which I don't understand overall because it seemed like there wasn't really anything the doctor needed to tell Carter in person. I'm trying to figure out if it was Lori tricked the doctor into getting Carter to come visit her.
I also feel like if he needed to literally just talk to her, couldn't that have been done over the phone? Like maybe a FaceTime, Skype thing even?
Yeah.
She didn't have to drive all the way up there. It seemed like it was a drive.
Yeah, it seemed like it was far away. And when we saw the doctor, Dr. Fox, who was kind of foxy, he didn't really have any important information to tell her. He just was like prepping her for her to go meet Lori.
It wasn't like, here's what we found out about your mother's case. She suffers from X, Y, and Z.
Right. No. It wasn't. It was sort of like, we've been putting her on a lot of drugs, so she's starting to come to terms with the fact that she's not your mom.
Yeah. Beware.
So even though Carter never outright said, I'm going to visit the doctor so I can see Lori. I mean, I went into the whole thing assuming Carter was going to talk to Lori. Yeah. Is that how you felt?
I didn't know if she was going to see her or not, but I kind of felt like she probably was, because she's like that.
Yeah, I mean, can anybody assume Carter...
You drove up there. You might as well.
Might as well get a nice short visit, a nice emotionally damaging visit. It's only
Her life
fair.
Wasn't hard enough already.
So he warns her that she's on drugs, and that she's adjusting. He uses that word. And then Carter goes in to sit with her. Oh, but before we do that, I actually want to talk about the flashbacks.
Oh, yeah, those were actually cute.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So Lori's a psychopath, and we all hate her.
So cute.
Little Carter's very cute, and they had there was one flashback where Carter was just saying I'll always love you, I'll always take care of you. That was cute. But the first flashback, Lori...
Where they're packing?
Wakes her up in the middle of the night and is like, pack up your stuff, we're playing a game.
That was a little bit weird. And I don't understand why they had to move, because it's not like anybody was thinking, oh, this has to be the girl that was kidnapped that one place 6 years ago.
The only thing that I could think of when we saw that flashback of them packing up was like, oh, was Lori financially in trouble and never really paying her mortgage, and they're always on the road? But Carter has never really hinted at the fact that they bounced around a lot. It just kind of sounded like her mom was her BFF that did everything with her.
Yeah. I have always wondered, though, how she supported her, because kids are expensive. And it's not like Carter was like, I never had clothes and I never had food. She always had stuff. I mean, she wasn't wealthy, but...
I wonder do we know what Lori's job was?
No. Other than that, we've heard that first time where they were like, oh, she was one of those caregivers for an old woman on the street. But other than that, we haven't heard anything else about what she does for a living. Other than donate eggs.
Yeah, maybe she got a ton of money for donating eggs. I mean, I bet that probably pays pretty well. Maybe she's done it
a couple times.
Yeah, a couple eggs and you're set for life. Yeah. I should really look into that. You know, I have a lot of issues with this Carter dynamic, because what was the benefit of Carter going to see Lori? The last time she saw Lori was very traumatic. She was like screaming at her.
She just felt guilty.
She had the psychiatrist with her.
It was just, she felt guilty.
Yeah. I found it strange that Carter didn't ever say, like, oh, hey, doctor, what is it you want to talk to me about?
Yeah. She was just like, okay.
Save some gas money.
I know.
So she goes to see her. She goes in to see Lori, and it's very, like, I felt like it was like a Saw movie where Lori's sitting on the chair.
If they're in a mental institution, why are the walls concrete? Are they concrete in a mental institution?
I've never been in one, but
I feel like they shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Like, what if I'm just...
Well, I mean, Lori did try to kill herself, and we don't know how, but...
Well, she tried to hang herself. She had the bruises.
Oh, I was not looking that closely.
Yeah. He said, he goes, she has bruises, and you could see all along she had tried to hang herself, clearly.
Oh, well, that's very sad.
Yeah.
It's strange, though, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, was she trying to kill herself while on these drugs, or did they put her on these drugs after she tried to kill herself? I'm assuming it was after.
To be honest, I'm not certain she's taking the drugs.
Really? You think that this is all, she's just pretending to take the drugs and lying to the doctors to manipulate them?
Uh-huh. I think that she's manipulating the whole situation. I bet you if they searched her room, they'd find, like, a pile of pills somewhere.
She could have just thrown them in her pocket.
Yeah, I'm not sure she's ever been... I mean, she might be mentally unstable, but I don't know. I kind of think that maybe she isn't, and she's just... Because when she didn't seem any better when she left, she was like, oh my God, she loves me, she really loves me. Like, you haven't changed.
Yeah, so that was weird, because she, Lori was very, like, deadpanned, wouldn't really acknowledge Carter.
Yeah.
She started opening up. Carter was telling her that she did love her, which was strange, in my humble opinion.
I think she's always going to love who she thought Lori was.
But didn't the last time Carter saw Lori, she wouldn't say she loved her?
Yeah, she wouldn't say it.
So I just don't understand what it is that made her flip-flop.
Suicide?
Attempt. I guess, maybe it is that guilt, because she tried to kill herself, that she's like, I was too harsh on her, it's my fault.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
I see, interesting. Well, Lori says, you should leave, this was a mistake, I don't want you here. She admits that she realizes she stole Carter.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that took you, what?
13 years.
A year or whatever that she's been away from her, however long it's been. I'm glad you finally realized, you kidnapped her.
Wow. Twice.
And she's, not once, twice, Lori. And she says, like, I took your childhood away. Like, it got very real. Yeah. Carter got upset, said, I love you. Lori wouldn't say I love you back. Carter's gone. And then it's weird. She, like, turns to the nurses.
She had a serious, like... shiver going on in her. Carter did when she was, say you love me. Her shiver was spot on.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm not.
Good job, Kathryn.
I took away, great acting. I took that scene as Lori's still manipulative.
Oh, yeah.
It's frustrating to me.
I know. And
because you would think a doctor, a psychological doctor would know the kind of games that this kind of person's playing.
Yeah, you would think, but maybe Dr. Fox was too pretty in school, and that's how he got by.
Yeah. He was pretty. So then Carter leaves. She's sobbing. We got that kiss we were seeing in that trailer.
We got more than a kiss.
It went from a kiss to a shebang in the back of a truck. How do you feel about that?
I didn't think that they were going to actually have sex.
I didn't either. I thought in the kiss, Max would have pulled away and said.
Or I don't know. I thought they both would have kind of been like, oh.
Yeah. It's interesting how... I feel like unless there's a lot of alcohol involved,
how do you
would be able to stop sooner.
I know. That was my exact thought.
Like, being someone that has done things like that in my life, it's usually like, yeah, it's because I was drunk, not because I was sobbing a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been that devastated, so I can't really talk like that. But, yeah, at some point, I mean, she was coherent. It's not like she was under the influence of alcohol or drugs, so...
They do it in the truck. Carter, once they're done, moves to the front. Max joins her.
Slams the door.
Rude. Max was sleeping.
And then she was like, we can't talk about it. You should probably
that's the thing, is like, you would think, Max just kept saying, let's talk about it, but I was picturing Max to be more like, I think he still loves Taylor. So he would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. This was a mistake. Yeah. But he didn't seem... I mean, I guess he seemed more in shock.
But he's also not responsible for... Like, Carter is Taylor's sister. Max is Taylor's ex-boyfriend. Carter has a little bit more responsibility to Taylor than Max does to Taylor. So I can see how she would be a little bit more upset than him, since technically...
Oh, it's also totally weird that she slept with her sister's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
But, like, it's also her ex-boyfriend. I don't know. It's a complicated situation.
Yeah, I mean, maybe honestly, you shouldn't share that much as siblings.
Yeah, I don't think that Taylor has a reason to be upset. I mean... I don't have a problem with Max and Carter together. I don't necessarily want them to be together more than Taylor and Max, but I don't have a problem with them together. And Carter dated Max first.
Yeah,
so it's
this is true.
If anybody should be mad, I mean, she was so good about Taylor when Taylor was like, oh, I kind of like him. Like, I want to go on a date with him. She was so good about that. Maybe Taylor should be good, too, because he's already slept with both of them before this happened, so...
who do you think was more into it? Who? Just guessing. Do you think
during
Max
sex?
Liked it? Like, who do you think would be more on board with pursuing a relationship with the other? Max or Carter? Max?
Yeah. Because I think Carter will always have that. Taylor's my sister, and she's trying to be, like, the angel Carter that she thinks she is.
Right.
But...
Right. Ugh. I'm really grossed out because it's like... You did it with your sister's ex-boyfriend.
I know, they're all
who's also your ex-boyfriend.
I know, there's too much sharing.
Yeah, there's a lot of sharing.
Maybe no one should date Max.
I mean, I'll date Max.
I know.
I'll take him. How you doing, Alex Saxon? Call me. All right, let's move past this. So, Carter gets home. Taylor was all sweet, waited up for her, said the nicest things in the world, gave her a big ol' hug.
A way to make you feel super guilty.
She took a bunch of salt and poured it in that wound. And then Carter, of course, didn't man up. Just went, I love you too, bye.
I feel like I would have talked to Max and been like, by the way, let's just never talk about it ever
again. That's what I would have said too.
It never happened. Never happened.
Exactly.
Don't need to hurt Taylor. Don't need to do anything. Never happened.
And that was pretty interesting. Taylor apologized and said, I broke the sister code. I literally, when she said that, I was like, oh, if only you know, Taylor. If only you know. So I can predict that next week will probably be a total shit show between Taylor and Carter.
Taylor just gets on my nerves, though.
Really?
Everything she does, it's like, I get that she's had a really tough go at it. Mm-hmm. You know, your mom's not your mom. Your sister's kidnapper. Yeah, it's been rough. But just, she's just whiny about everything. I feel like she just needs to take there's a few lessons she should take from King Carter.
Yeah.
That's... to not whine about everything. Kind of just go with the flow. She's way too high strung.
They've definitely flip-flopped. Carter's gotten mellower-ish.
Yeah.
More loyal. Taylor's life is in shambles.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Taylor. So this episode was a lot of grandma. I'm team grandma all the way.
Oh my gosh, she's great.
I loves me some grandma. She's a spitfire and like the only adult that you should ever confide in.
Right,
in the
and
show.
the only adult who's actually an adult.
Totally.
Yeah.
It only took her like 70 years to get there. So we got this fundraiser fashion show at the country club.
It was weird. I was wondering what the fundraiser was for, because it was just 3, like, generations walking down in clothes.
You know what would have been great is if it was like an annual fundraiser to find kidnapped Carter. And then this is the year that Carter's back, and they're like, well, I mean, it's annual, so why break tradition, right?
And then I don't understand how they're raising money, because they all get into the country club for free. I mean, they don't get in for free. They pay their dues, but it's not like this is an extra fee. So are they passing around a money bag? I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely, I mean, I'm sure you pay to get whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, there was a fashion show. It gave everybody a reason to be all in one place.
Right.
Plot device. The
boys looked cute in there.
The boys looked adorable. I loved me some Gabe in that bow tie. And then we saw a little bit of, I believe his name was Damon with the flask. Very suave.
Way to go, Damon.
Yeah, stealing all the booze, giving it to the ladies. You're a smart guy. Call me, Damon.
Too bad they don't like men.
So then at the fashion show, Taylor is having a hissy fit because planning the day of, Lori's ruining everything which valid.
Yeah,
she got mad that Elizabeth was going to leave.
Yeah, I actually think that this was a good time for her to speak up and say, no, I'm not going to let her ruin this. I'm going to go. That was actually the first Taylor thing that I was like, good job. You know what? Right. Enjoy yourself. Yes, don't let her ruin it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, she makes a valid point. Lori's a psychopath, and you can't let her get in the way of stuff. Yeah. However, I feel like if I was Elizabeth, I still would have gone after Carter. They give her a lot of freedom.
No, I wouldn't have. And David made a good point. He said, I called the doctor. She's with Max. This is Carter's way of dealing with things. And if you just keep hovering over her, she doesn't get that.
True.
She was not raised like that. She doesn't get it. So she did the right thing, I think, by staying away.
That's true. I will say that Elizabeth has come a long way as far as her relationship with Carter and understanding the boundaries and how Carter functions and how she has to adapt.
She's relaxed a little bit. We're a little bit flip-floppy with her. Mm-hmm. She's up and down, but...
Also, what a tease. Kyle is fawning all over her.
I know.
It's almost confusing how much he's like a sad puppy, because how ballsy is he to knock on her door and ask her to dinner when, how does he know that David isn't there that day?
Well, I think him and David are cool.
Are they? Okay, so let's fast forward. At the very end of the fashion show, where Elizabeth walks to the runway, she looks at Kyle in the eye and then David in the eye, and they're sitting right next to each other. They kind of glance at each other, don't they? Give each other kind of a dirty look?
Well, I think it's kind of like a confused look. I kind of interpret it as a confused look.
How can they be confused?
But I know. I think that they're both cool with each other. I mean, I don't think that Elizabeth knows what she wants, but I think that them, as far as like they're not going to fight each other. They both know that they're both in her life right now. So, I don't know. Like, he brought him a beer. That was nice.
That was nice. I can't imagine. I'm just trying to put myself in the place of David or Kyle.
Like, such a good guy.
Such a good guy. He's super attractive.
I mean, I think that they should both leave Elizabeth because she's kind of leading them both on, and that's kind of.
She is. That's what I'm saying. She looked smoking in that dress.
Yeah, she did.
Covering up that cleavage. I was like, girl, show it to the world. If your boobs look great, show it while you can.
I know. Shouldn't have. Oh, I'm not
hot. There's nothing better than a nice MILF. Huh? Hot Kyle? Kyle loved it. So he kept trying to ask her to dinner, and he kept saying, I want to talk to you about things. But then we learned from Gabe. We don't know if this is true, but I trust
Gabe,
that what Gabe says is right.
A secret.
Yeah, he said, we're selling the house. My dad is waiting for you to get more serious. Whoa.
I feel like they just started officially dating. I think it's a little...
Are they even officially dating?
No,
she won't even go get dinner with him.
And she's not divorced. So
and she won't kiss him anymore.
I feel like he's a little bit rushing it, being like, so I know that you just separated from your husband. Can we move in together?
Yeah. 100%. So Sorry, I got totally distracted. There's many people in this room right now, you guys. I just want you to know
a live
the
audience
magic
of
of AfterBuzz. The magic of AfterBuzz is there's a bunch of people in a room on the other side of a window. It's kind of like being Lori.
Oh my gosh, it is like being Lori.
Psychics, or whatever they're called, psychiatric doctors watching through the mirror.
Us through a window.
So our good old engineer just crashed the party, and it threw me for a loop. Guys, we're nothing but professionals here. We're rolling with the punches. Moving on. So, all right. Elizabeth is leading people on. Kyle can't get over her. David's totally just rolling with it.
Yeah, where was his girl?
I don't know. Well, they kind of seem like they're on the outs, don't they?
I mean,
Hillary, the TA?
I don't know.
That's a mystery to me. Also,
relationships are so confusing.
Oh, especially when they're on MTV.
I know. It's making me upset thinking about it right now.
You know what's upsetting me? That Grant wasn't in this episode.
I know.
I still want Grant and Reagan to like rekindle their thing, even though I think she's out.
I know. I don't think she's coming back.
They were so cute, and like Grant and Max don't play video games together anymore.
I at least want him to have a friend. He needs a friend his own age. I've never seen him with a friend.
I just want him to have more of a plot line.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much you could do with his character, and they're kind of just keeping him on the back burner.
Try weed. Mm-hmm. Like he's at that age. Like make him date. Like the sex.
What if like him and Bird slept together? What if it was just like this horrible deflowering because Bird loves ruining people's lives?
That would be so terrible.
There's a visual for you all right there. So Taylor, she's not coping well. You know, she's really salty about this whole thing. She's trying to salvage the fundraiser. Grandma's doing a good job keeping things in check. And then at one point, Taylor says she hates Lori and she wishes she was dead. Woof.
Fair.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a little bit dramatic, but that's Taylor.
I can understand her anger towards Lori. However, Lori didn't crash the fashion show.
No.
She didn't kidnap Carter for a third time. Carter's just going to check in on her with, which you can sympathize with because this woman sort of raised Carter for like 13 years. So it's not like Lori's really ruining your day. Carter's just not there, and you didn't even have her in the plans. You're just mad she's not attending.
She's just dramatic.
Yeah.
She's just so dramatic.
A little salty.
Yeah.
But I will say, the scene where Elizabeth calmed Taylor down about it afterwards, I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah.
Where she was like, this is just the way it is.
We don't get to see her and Taylor really interact that much.
No, we don't, but I liked that.
Yeah.
That was a good scene that showed Elizabeth as like a good mom.
Yeah.
She's just like, you know what, we gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
We just have to deal with it. I can't predict the future, but we're in this together. I liked that. You have to accept Lori.
Yeah.
And then Kyle tries to ask her out for dinner again, and Elizabeth rejects him. God, poor Kyle.
He deserves so much better.
So, let's talk a little bit about Bird and Madison.
I totally saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, we saw in that trailer they kissed.
Yeah.
Just briefly. Or maybe we didn't see it on a trailer. I saw an image on Twitter. Somewhere I saw them kissing. So I knew
that it was
pretty quickly it was going to happen this episode. Madison totally drank the Kool-Aid from Lori and got tricked by her.
Yeah.
You know, she totally fell for it.
Did she, though?
I think she did. I think that, she kind of spelled it out for us. She was saying that my parents rejected me and Lori's the only person who was good to me.
But also, I feel like they cut the flashbacks. So when they cut to the flashbacks of her on the phone in the hotel room after she kidnapped Carter the second time, she was on the phone with someone, and then they kept cutting to Madison. And so they never said, oh, she was on the phone with Madison. But like they kind of cut it in the way that it was. I kind of thought they were implying that maybe she was on the phone with Madison.
Wow, that's interesting. People in the chat room right now are saying that there could be a third kidnapping and it might be Taylor. Next time.
Her turn!
I think that's really funny.
Madison's
people are like, take Taylor. She needs to be scared straight.
Yeah, she does. Oh, God, that would be a great episode.
But, so Madison and Bird are just chilling at the country club, talking to the boys.
They're totally good friends for each other because they're the same person.
I like them together.
Yeah.
I think they're really cute.
Yeah.
Bird's parents really strike again by Bird almost getting kicked out, and Grandma totally puts that shit down. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Don't mess with Grandma, guys. I need that kind of a grandma. She's awesome. So then Madison tries to call Lori, I think. We see a scene.
Right, and she's
talking to somebody. It looked like it was the hospital. Do you think that was Lori?
Yeah, it was a hospital nurse. She's like
trying to call Lori.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think she would have to say to Lori right now? Like in the middle of you're like at a party.
Hey, you tried to kill yourself. I just wanted to check in.
Right. Well, and also she's aware that Carter is there.
Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of think I don't fully trust her. I don't know if her intentions are as bad as I'm thinking they might be. Mm-hmm. But I don't fully trust her, and I think that she has more information than she's letting on.
But we don't know. I mean, all that I know. Do you think that the scenes where we've seen, I'm trying to think of, because I was always thinking that when the scene where Lori had kidnapped Carter again and was on the phone, I thought she was talking to the ex-boyfriend.
Right.
You think it might have been?
We never got confirmation,
so who knows? We don't really know. So there could be, I mean, this whole show could just be like more people from the past coming back because she's been calling all them.
We can say the same because when Max originally showed up, he showed up for Lori. Mm-hmm. So it's like everybody kind of shows up for Lori, and Max isn't a bad person, so I don't know, maybe I'm just assuming the worst in her.
Yeah, everybody likes Lori. They're coming back for Lori and not Carter.
But she puts on a good show.
She does.
I mean, if I met Lori, I would probably like Lori too, before I knew that she was like a serial kidnapper.
I want to know why Madison tried to call her. That's going to drive me nuts. Well, anyway, she doesn't get through.
No.
Bird and Madison go home, and they kiss.
They're good.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, they were cute. I think they're a cute couple for each other.
A lot of people in the chat roll hate Madison.
Really?
Like, people are saying they want to take her out of the show. What are your thoughts on Madison?
I think she's keeping things interesting. I like the idea for Carter of her having people from her past. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like it kind of makes, I mean, I know this new place is home to her now, but it's nice to have some people from your old life into your new life that knew you, as you were growing up, and Madison seems like she was kind of the person that was always there for her. Mm-hmm. So I like her there for Carter, and she seems to keep things interesting, so I'm cool with her.
Yeah, I'm cool with her too. I think it's funny. I like everybody's opinions. Keep them coming. They're entertaining. Before we go any further, I would like to do a little light reading on this after show. Guys, Yale normally does this. I'm going to give you the spiel my way. If you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We love your support. We're working really hard to get some guests this season.
Yes.
So keep the reviews and the ratings coming, and you never know who we'll get. One review, a very nice 5-star review we got from Lana Vase. I probably said that wrong, but I've seen your name before, so thanks for continually watching. Lana Vase says, can't wait to listen to your opinions on both Lori and the Carter/Max martyr/martyr?
Yeah, she spelled it 2 different ways.
Yeah, Max is an actual martyr, and Carter likes to pretend she is.
Accurate.
I can't wait to listen to your opinions on that kiss. On the episode, I can't believe that Lori actually had me believing her. I should have known that Psycho was using her suicide attempt as some sick way to manipulate Carter into openly loving her again. Lori needs to get her butt beat. She's a vile woman. I can't disagree there. I mean, if she is so manipulative as to convince doctors that she's doped up, but really she's just manipulating them to get Carter closer to her, that's weird. Also, why, isn't Lori, if Lori was so smart, you would think that she would utilize Carter being in the room with her for more than just getting her to say I love you. Don't you think, unless this is like some slow build.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming she wants to get Carter back on her side. Yeah. Although maybe this is a long drawn out plan where she's like, I'll slowly get Carter to love me again, and then Carter will get me out of here, and we'll live happily ever after.
Steps.
Interesting.
Steps in the right direction.
Before we go any further, I feel like this is turning into predictions, so let's just go straight to predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
So, just predict away.
All right.
It's hard. weird. I mean,
Yeah.
we're sort of in a weird spot with this show.
I can make a good prediction. Like, it's not even a prediction. I know Taylor's going to freak out when she finds out about Taylor and Carter. And to be honest, I think that one of them is just going to fess up. I don't think it's going to be like, he said, she said, I heard. I think Carter's just going to be like, I have to tell you it was something that happened because she feels guilty about it.
Yeah.
That's how I think it's going to come out.
Who do you think will tell first, Carter or Max?
Carter.
Me too.
And then, you know what, though? I could see...
Max is good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
He didn't even tell her about his mom.
That's true. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be Carter because of the sister code and blah, blah, blah. But then, of course, Taylor's going to way overreact, and I don't know.
It's going to be a struggle.
I know. I'm gonna be annoyed by that, by her overreacting. I predict I'm going to be annoyed.
Taylor's going to spiral out of control and take more Adderall.
You know what? I'd like to see that. Well, not her take Adderall. Maybe something a little bit better than that. Something.
Spiraling out of control in a different direction?
Yeah. Maybe she,
I want Taylor to become goth.
That would be great.
Because she's so, like, preppy, nice girl look right now. I just think it'd be funny if she, like, completely changed her look.
Like, all black.
Yeah.
Black hair. That'd be great.
I want, like, men to be straight up fighting over Elizabeth. I don't like that David and Kyle are friends. I want them to hate each other.
Anyone to be fighting over Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
I want Elizabeth to be nice and give them what they need. These poor guys.
Yeah, well, Kyle needs a reality check, which she's not going to get one. I have a feeling something traumatic's going to happen. Elizabeth's going to sleep with Kyle again, but then David's going to walk in on it, sign those divorce papers.
Oh, God,
Peace out, Elizabeth. Bangs Hillary. Boom.
Pregnant.
Yeah. And she's pregnant. I guess this is more of a wish list than a prediction, but I want to see more with Grant's storyline, and I want to see more with Gabe and Ophi.
Yeah.
They had Ophi had a good storyline going, but now it's kind of Taylor cut him off. So
and
I'd like
Gabe
to see.
just kind of like shows up randomly.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, we need someone cute to say some like. Whatever. He was very, I don't know, he's not a teenager.
No, he's like a suave young man who's always
let me tell you about these things that I shouldn't know about.
I'd like to see more of the teacher scandal too.
Yeah. What happened with that? All of a sudden,
it sort of fizzled out.
Yeah.
I feel like with this show there's a lot of like really jarring things that happen, but then after that episode, it's done.
They let a lot go that they could make bigger, but maybe that's all part of the plan. I don't know.
I was gonna say that maybe it'll come back to haunt us in season 3 or even the end of the season.
Yeah,
we still have a few episodes to go.
Yeah, well, didn't it just got picked up for
number 3?
I think. Oh, was it okay? Was it season 3? I didn't know if it was like another half of season 2.
Oh,
it's like
it got
12 episodes of season 2 to like make it 22. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a great question. I kept assuming it was a 3rd season.
12 more episodes.
Yeah, keep them coming.
2 or 3.
Keep them coming. All right, well, I'm excited for next week. I think there's a lot that can happen. It's so many possibilities, it's hard to predict.
Yeah, and we're kind of in an area where it could really go any direction.
Shit's about to blow up. That's what's going to happen.
Next week I'll have some more precise predictions about what will be the finale after that.
Yeah. I think we only have like 3 more episodes left, 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Crash comes back.
Yeah, Crash, I'm sure he'll make a comeback.
Yeah.
All right, tell the people that are watching where they can find you on the social medias.
You can find me on Twitter at Kristin Strange and on Instagram at Kristin Aubrey Strange.
You can find me on Twitter at the Kylie Hodges and Instagram just at Kylie Hodges. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and please come back next week. Thanks. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.